Okay, guys, welcome again. So in this part, we're going to discuss, I will show you how to do the learning activities, the pieces of evidence you have to submit for this first learning activity. And also I will explain some of the materials. So let's go to the course. Course content. Project activity 1. Pieces of evidence. And you have to submit for this learning activity the evidence. Take a break, that's one of them. My holiday trip, that's another one. And unforgettable restaurants. You also have to do the interactive activity my schedule. Remember that we find the activity here. You download on your computer the Word file, then you have to work on it, and then you submit it through the same link here in Per Evidencia. Por ahí se sube. Okay, so I have it here. This is the evidence. Take a break. In this part, select a celebration around the world and describe it according to the format. This format. Include images to illustrate your ideas. You can find an example in the introductory material section 1, describing celebrations and special occasions around the world. You have to make your description in minimum 250 words. Okay, you can find an example in introductory material. Much better. So here we have, you have to complete this chart. You select a celebration and you say, okay, what it is celebrated. For instance, in the example, the Carnival of Rio de Janeiro. Where and when it is celebrated. Where and when. It is celebrated in Brazil from February 9th to 14th. What people wear, what people do, why is it a special celebration? So you will have to describe answering these questions, yeah? And then you can add some images in this first part, you know? And the second one, my holiday trip. Here, select a place you would like to travel and consider a special celebration to take part in there. Complete your agenda format, including information about the celebration and the place you are visiting. You can see an example in the introductory material section 2, how to make arrangements and predictions, then answer the questions about your plans. So here you have an itinerary in the morning, the afternoon, in the evening, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So you are going to travel for a long weekend from Friday to Sunday, and you have to plan an itinerary. That is, okay, what am I going to do, what I plan to do on Friday in the morning, the afternoon, in the evening, on Saturday in the morning, the afternoon, in the evening, on Sunday in the morning, afternoon, and evening. And then you will have to answer these questions. Where are you going to? How long are you staying? Who are you visiting? What are you doing on Friday? What are you doing on Saturday? What are you doing on Sunday? When are you leaving? When are you returning? How are you going to feel after your trip? What memories are you going to keep? And remember that these answers, we will see that later on the material, you have to use the structures to talk about arrangements and predictions in the future. And in the last part, this evidence is called unforgettable restaurants. What you have to do is you have to go to the contextualization on the material, and there a dialogue between Richard and John. So you have to listen to it, you have to read it, and then you will have to answer if these sentences, according to that conversation, are true or are false. And in the second part of this evidence, what you have to do is you have here some courses, like types of meal. You will see that also in the material. You will have to study it by your own, because that is, like vocabulary. And what I do here on the web conference is mainly to explain the structures, the grammar structures and how to do the activities, but the vocabulary, that is up to you to study. So you will have to look at that on the material, and here there is a list. Then you have to decide if that's a main course, if that is an appetizer, a dessert, a beverage. Okay? And in the last part, we have here a conversation, and you have to complete the conversation according to the previous exercise. So you will have to decide what to have. Complete the conversation according to the previous exercise. So there is a conversation between the waiter and John, and you decide what you want to have. For instance, here you have to decide for a drink, a beverage. Okay, that's all you have to do in this learning activity one. Now let's go back to the material. So we are here again, activity material. Remember to look at the material. This material in this learning activity one is called celebrations and special occasions. Celebrations, remember, you have to decide one celebration around the world and describe it. And special occasions, like the one in the restaurant, or we will see. Remember to look at the multimedia version, because there you can practice the 4-skill language 4 skills, and you will find some pronunciation exercises. So we are going to look at the material PDF version. I have it here. In the material, you find information about describing celebration and special occasions around the world, how to make arrangements and predictions, and how to order food in a restaurant. Here we find a reading, talking about describing, let's say, better to say, describing this special occasion around the world, which is Christmas. So here you find an example on how to do that first section of the learning activity 1, celebrations around the world. So here we have a guy, Richard. In this case, he's the main character in this learning activity 1. Richard decided to make his own list of celebrations around the world to select the next country he's going to visit. These are the options he has. Brazil, Carnival in Rio de Janeiro, Germany, Oktoberfest in Munich, China, Chinese New Year, USA, St. Patrick's Day, Spain, La Tomatina in Buñol, India, Holi, Colombia, Black and White Carnival in Pasto. And here he has done some research and he has descriptions. The biggest parade in the world. Remember that in English That Works Too, you learn how to use the comparative, and that's a superlative form, the biggest parade. What people wear, remember that you have to fulfill in one of the cells what people wear. People dance and celebrate. They wear costumes. The biggest beer celebration in the world. This holiday commemorates the arrival of Christianity to Ireland. Everything is growing from clothes to food. In Spain, people throw tomatoes to each other just for fun. Really amazing that celebration, La Tomatina. People throw colorful powder to commemorate a new season. It is celebrated in spring. This is also beautiful, kind of dairy too. It is a cultural celebration which merges religion, history, and art. Black and White Carnival in Past. So when you describe the celebrations, you have to answer those questions. Remember, you found them on in the evidence, in the word file. What is celebrated, what people wear, what people do, why is it a special occasion? Here you find some vocabulary and some examples. What is celebrated? Okay, this holiday or this celebration commemorates or is about what people wear. People wear. These are structures for you to use in that first part. What people do, people throw. What people do, people throw tomatoes. Why is it special? The biggest parade in the world. So you don't have to copy from the internet. You can go to internet, of course, do your research, but please do not copy the whole test. You can elaborate your own sentences answering these questions. Okay. What else? What else? What else? The most common celebrations around the world are shown in the next calendar. Here are the most common: Thanksgiving, Halloween, International Peace Day, La Tomatina, etc. New Year, Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, Father's Day. Okay. This is a special occasion, the happy birthday also for everyone. For everyone is the most special day in the year. There are some special occasions we celebrate around the world in a common way, such as birthdays, weddings, and graduations. Here you can find how they are celebrated and the common expressions we use. So look, please study this part because you find here in this part some common expressions. Okay, now talking about how to make arrangements and predictions. Richard continues planning his trip. He's still looking for more information about places to visit. He has made a holiday itinerary based on black and white carnival in Pasto. He's going there soon. So Richard finally decided to go to Pasto here in Colombia to enjoy black and white carnival. So this is his itinerary. So on January the 2nd, he plans to arrive to Pasto. On January the 3rd, he plans to meet Joanna. On January the 4th, he's going to Castaneda Family Parade. On January the 5th, he's putting on makeup for the Day of the Blacks. And on January the 6th, he plans to take photos on the Day of the Whites. So based on his agenda, his week of vacations is busy because he's arriving, he's meeting, he's going, he's putting on, he's taking. As you see here, we are using the present continuous. Estamos usando el presente continuo. But we're talking about future because this is an itinerary. It's something that we're planning to get there. Algo no ha pasado, ¿cierto? Es algo que no ha pasado, pero estamos planeando que sea así, porque ya él decidió ir a ese lugar. Entonces, la forma de hablarlo es utilizando el presente continuo. Entonces, ¿sí lo ven? Perdón. He's arriving, he's meeting, he's going, he's putting, he's taking. We use the present continuous to talk about things that we have already arranged to do at a specific time or place. It is a way to express future action in a specific time and place, keeping in mind your agenda or itinerary. So we use present continuous for arrangements, things we have decided to do. Utilizamos el presente continuo para hablar en el futuro de un itinerario, de algo que ya hemos planeado para hacer. Como es el caso de Richard, que ya decidió ir al carnaval de blancos y negros y está construyendo, ya tiene construido su itinerario. Entonces, ¿qué va a hacer este día? ¿Qué va a hacer este día? ¿Qué va a hacer este día? Ustedes tienen que hacer algo similar. So, you will have to use the present continuous. Ustedes van a tener que usar el presente continuo para hablar de eso que planean hacer en su itinerario. Here we have another example. What is John doing on Monday? So this is John's itinerary. It's not an itinerary, here's John's schedule. Este es la agenda de John, ¿cierto? Y es lo que tiene planeado para la semana. So on Monday, he has an appointment with the dentist at 6:30 a.m. On Tuesday, on Wednesday, on Thursday, on Friday, on Saturday, on Sunday. So you will have to answer this using the present continuous. So I say, John is going to the dentist on Monday at 6:30 a.m. What is John doing on Tuesday? Okay, he's having lunch with Lucy at Luigi's at 2 p.m. Do you understand? Entonces acá tenemos un ejemplo, este es el ejemplo de John, y yo lo que voy a hacer es que voy a practicar eso que ya está planeado en su agenda, ya está separado el tiempo para cada una de estas actividades que él tiene y yo las voy a expresar en presente continuo. Entonces yo voy a decir, ok, él está yendo donde el dentista a las 6:30 de la mañana el lunes, en so on, ¿cierto? Y así tal cual. Here you find the answers, the sentences. He's doing, he's having, he's watching, he's meeting. Again, we can see how John expresses his arrangements for the week using present continuous. The following chart gives more examples on how to use the present continuous. Acá hay más ejemplos. I am having a party, you are traveling to Melgar. I am not having a party, you are not traveling to Melgar. Remember, because this is something you already know. Esto es algo que ustedes ya saben en nivel 4, ¿cierto? Estamos hablando del presente continuo, la estructura del presente continuo, el verbo to be es el auxiliar, el verbo principal va en ing, se niega el verbo auxiliar, es decir, el verbo to be. Pregunto con el verbo to be. What are you doing on Friday? Where are you traveling? Okay. And here you find some more examples about how to use the present continuous. Okay, this is the first part. So we already know that we use the present continuous to talk about arrangements in the future, ¿cierto? Ya sabemos. En esta primera parte ya sabemos que utilizamos el presente continuo para hablar de eventos que ya hemos programado, arrangements, ¿cierto? O sea, programaciones que ya tenemos para el futuro. In the second part, we find that we can also use going to. Remember going to. ¿Recuerdan ese going to? Cuando en el colegio nos enseñaban el futuro, nos enseñaban el futuro con going to. Pero ya sabemos que podemos utilizar going to, presente continuo, y bueno, y hay otros ahí que más adelante van a ir viendo. Ustedes pues conocen que el will también se usa para el futuro, también tenemos el presente, también se usa el presente simple para el futuro, bueno, hay muchos sentidos ahí. Cada uno pues tiene un propósito distinto. Entonces sabemos que para cosas que ya han sido decididas, determinadas y están en la agenda, vamos a utilizar el presente continuo. Acá nos dicen, we also use going to in order to talk about things that we had planned for the future. Acá cosas que nosotros hemos planeado, going to. I am going to study next August. You are going to take the test tomorrow. She's going to travel next year. He's going to have great memories for this trip. It is going to be a great wedding. We also use it for predictions, you know, like, okay, it is going to be a great wedding. This is a prediction, no? He's going to have great memories on this trip. This is also a prediction. And here we find the structure. I am having a party on Friday at Richard's house. I am not having a party on Fridays at Richard's house. So the affirmative, the negative. Esta es la estructura del inicial, ¿no? I am having, I am not having, what are you doing? Ya lo hemos visto. We know some information about Richard's plans for this for his trip to Pasto so we can make some predictions about it. What I told you, ¿cierto? Lo que les estaba diciendo. Podemos hacer algunas predicciones basado en lo que él ya decidió. Entonces, lo que él ya decidió lo vamos a expresar en continuo. Y las predicciones que vamos a hacer acerca de lo que puede ocurrir a raíz de eso que ya está planeado, lo vamos a expresar con going to. Entonces yo digo, he's arriving to Pasto on January the 2nd, present continuous, and I say, this is a prediction I make. He's going to feel excited with his first arrival. Le va a encantar llegar a Pasto, pues, y descubrir como toda la alegría y todos los colores, y, ¿sí? He's meeting Joanna on January the 3rd. Okay, he's going to talk for a long time with his friend. Se van a quedar hablando todo el día porque llevan años sin verse. He's going to the Castaneda family parade on January the 4th. He's going to dance at the parade. He's a very good dancer. Do you understand? So here we use going to make predictions based on something that is already arranged in the future. And here you find the structure to use going to. Going to is also a structure, a present continuous structure. Podríamos decir que going to es de alguna forma como una estructura similar al presente continuo, porque porque el going va en ing, solamente que va going to y el verbo, ¿cierto? Y está el verbo auxiliar, que es el verbo to be, que es con el que niego y con el que pregunto. Are you going to feel excited? ¿Sí? Vea, what are you going to do next year? And then at the end, what I told you, you find information about food and restaurant. And this part is for you to study. Esa es la parte en la que ustedes tienen que estudiarla. Tienen acá una lista de vocabulario, appetizers, main courses. Some expressions we use at the restaurant. And at the end, you find the contextualization. And that's it for now. So I hope you like it and see you in next class. Thank you all.